Hi guys, welcome back to Living in Reality with Azine Williams. Today's episode is very, very special because we are going to be answering some questions that has been bothering each and every one of us, especially as Nigerians. So recently, there was a circular about the new levy, which is called the Cyber Security Levy. And a lot of us don't know what it is. Some people are saying it's 0.000.5 or something. And we, as people that use banks for our transactions, are still very much, we don't know what this is all about. Today, I have someone special in the studio, the online banker himself. Now, if you do not know this guy, are you really on social media? He's one person that simplifies the financial terms, makes it very easy for a layman like us to understand what the policies, the financial policies that our present-day government has been putting in place. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation.
It's amazing to be here. So thank you, Zeni, for having me.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. What is the Cyber Security Levy?
So the government, shockingly, they came like the thief in the night and just woke up and saw Cyber Security Levy in the air. So the Cyber Security Levy is in the Cyber Crime Act of 2015.
Okay.
And the Cyber Crime Act of 2015 was an initiative from the government due to the cyber threats going on in the world. You and I know that today the world has gone digital.
Yes.
So anyone that is not living in the digital age, you're in 1900 or something.
Yeah.
So as there's a growing need for the for financial inclusion and everything that is happening, everybody being connected to the internet and all that, then there arises that other side, the dark side of cyber threats, both from within and outside the country.
Okay.
And that is a national security issue. And that is handled directly under the National Security Advisor of the country. Currently, the person that handles that office is Nuhu Ribadu.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Cyber Security Act of 2015, part of it was that there was supposed to be a fund created to help the recruit cyber security experts and, maintain the cyber security architecture of the country.
Okay.
And the fund was supposed, we didn't know then, we didn't pay mind to it.
Yeah.
It just came, and went under the radar. And it was supposed to be 0.005 of all electronic transfers.
Okay.
But with stipulated businesses. So now that's another side that the circular did not totally address.
Yeah.
It did because there were exemptions that were mentioned, but there's supposed to be a number of businesses that should pay that. And that's supposed to be businesses.
And not individuals?
Not individuals. Supposed to be.
Okay.
Businesses and not individuals. So the cybersecurity levy is just an offshoot of the Cybersecurity Act. Okay. It's been there since 2015. The government, through the central bank, because it relates to your money, has now mandated banks that going forward, there should be a 0.5%. And then, to address the 0.5%, so it's 0.5%.
Not 0.00.
So 0.5% is 0.5 divided by 100.
Oh, still the same thing.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So that gives you still the 0.005.
Yeah.
And, Nigerians are complaining about it. So if I transfer 1 million naira, I get charged 5,000. If I transfer 10 million naira, I get charged 50,000. Is that what it means? So if I'm transferring for that 10 million, I need to break it down to 20 people. It means that as the flow goes on, there is a constant deduction along that money. So I think those are part of the issues that I'm sure will be addressed.
Now, so many people are like, oh, it's something for the people that have money because now you used millions, and some people are like, it won't even, affect me. It's for the rich people. Does it affect the person that has maybe 10,000 or wants to transfer 5,000, 1,000? Does it affect everybody?
So it does, according to the circular. There's a part of it, and I think you should show this.
Yeah.
So the exemption rates that savings are exempted. But when they say savings, they went ahead to narrate savings such as treasury bills and government bonds. So now that creates a bit of ambiguity in the air. So you're not sure. So if I was to say savings such as savings account, bonds, all your personal savings, so that you could, contextualize it for the layman, so that okay, if you are saying savings. But I feel, so this is my personal opinion, that it created that room for that ambiguity to gauge the environment. If we're not to complain, we will tell you savings accounts is there. But if you don't complain, well, everybody collects.
Aye. So that means even if you are a market woman, a vendor, IG vendor, it affects everybody.
As long as there's
an electronic
transaction.
Okay. So what are the exemptions? Because some people also, I want to know because you mentioned that.
So the exemptions are, so I have a number of them in my head. So the exemptions start from transfers within the same bank. So that's the one that everyone should hold on to. Okay. So if you're transferring within, say, Zenith Bank, and you have a Zenith account, and I transfer to you, you don't get charged. So it's within the same, it's an intra-bank.
Interbank
transfer. No,
intrabank.
Interbank is within banks. Intrabank is...
You learn every day.
Intrabank is within the bank. And interbank is within banks.
Okay.
So if it's intrabank, you don't get charged. So OPay to OPay, you don't get charged. Okay. Money point to money point, you don't get charged. Access to access, you don't get charged. So that is number one. I think that's one of the most key takeaways for the average man.
Yeah.
But if then it then goes on to say if there are transactions between you transferring to the CBN, if there are savings, if there are loans on loans. So if you have loans and then you have some statutory things that you pay to the government, I think they are exempted. I don't have the full list. I think they're about 10 of them.
I think we get the idea.
Yes.
But the normal transactions, that are not part of those, I think we'll put it up on the screen for people to see some of them. But the normal, I want to send 100,000 to Okechukwu, you will pay that.
You will pay. So and that's the thing. So when it's supposed to be a B2B, that business to business. But if they do that, that means it limits it to current account. Because if they take out savings, it limits it to current account. But we realize that in Nigeria, there is no distinction between how we use our savings account and how we use current account.
Yes.
So we run our savings accounts like a current account. So most people do not have savings account, current accounts. Even the people that have current accounts use their savings accounts more frequently
than
their current accounts, so that you avoid the charges, current accounts maintenance fees and all that your current accounts incurs the charges that incurs. So if they do that, so a huge part of the revenue that they should get then comes off if that is included.
But anyways, I don't want to talk about government. So aside from that levy, there are also other levies that we pay. Bank charges.
Exactly.
Card maintenance fees, stamp duty, the 2% cash deposit for individuals. Is that still?
Yeah. So the CBN suspended that till September of 2024.
That means we'll still pay it come September.
Yeah. So it was suspended due to the cash, because the CBN, you remember early last year? Was it 2022? Yeah, 2020. When was it? 2023. 2023, yeah. So last year, 2023, the cashless policy, the redesign. The intention was to bring back, the intention was for when customers, because a number of people were coming back with all the cash they had, and you couldn't blame them for bringing back cash when you mandated them to come and take new notes.
Yeah. So
they had to suspend the cash handling charge for the bank. And these charges are supposed to be for banks because there's a cost for banks. I think that's what everyone that is watching this should know. Now there's a cost for each bank to handle cash. Now there's cash movements between banks. So when you see all the sirens, they are moving with bullion vans and all, they pay those bullion. those bullion, there's an insurance cost for it. They pay the security officers. And for each movement that is to be done, there are approvals that need to be taken for that to be, to be carried out. And in certain parts of the country, these guys run into, violent criminals
due to the insecurity,
and they lose their lives. And the insurance premium on that is really high. So when cash is moving, when there's cash in transit like that, the banks have costs. But when it's electronic, the costs are reduced drastically. So while you carry a huge amount of cash, as much as it reduces the burden on the central bank and the banks, to handle cash, creates vaults for them and all that, then it still helps in the financial inclusion where everyone transacts electronically. You can tax them. You can know where the flow of money goes. Comes and goes, and then it's a lot easier.
Wow. Okay. Before I go, this security levy, cyber security levy, does it go to the central bank? Who exactly does it go to?
So
I think that's
so the cybersecurity levy specifically goes to the office of the National Security Advisor.
Why?
Phew. Now, I do not understand why a security operative is a revenue agent of government. It beats me.
Beats me too.
So his office, I don't know if his office is set up for security. And if you check out security apparatus, it is, I don't know the finance part of it that they have. They should employ me though. Like if you're listening, Yohoribadu, come and employ me. So, but the thing there is, they are set up for security and not a revenue collection agents. That's what the FIRS is there for.
Yeah.
That's what they have, the Accountant General's office. They have so many other ways that the government should collect revenue.
Yeah.
Why is the National Security Advisor taking revenue? That's a question that we should ask.
That's a huge question that I think they should clarify. I also think another thing that makes a lot of Nigerians raise their eyebrow on this is because already we are paying a lot.
Exactly.
And there is a mistrust or no trust at all between the government and the people. So you tell the average person on the street, oh, we are going to take this money for this. And knowing that we always hear of, billions missing, millions missing, in our head, we are like, no, this is going to go down that. But I like you to tell us the importance of taxes, because in as much as we are kicking against this, or people are complaining about this and all that, we will not take away the fact that taxes are very, very important in a working society. Yes. So can you let us know what importance, taxes play, especially for a nation as Nigeria?
So, I will start from I always say, calm down, let me explain. So I would like for everyone to know this. There's a flow of money in society. And one of the major ways that the government is able to pay your salaries. So you have uncles, aunties, brothers, nephews, sisters, cousins, something that are affiliated with government, either federal or state or local government. How they generate that money to be able to pay our taxes. And the government generates money in various ways, but one of the major revenues of government are taxes. So there's tax when you pay, there's VAT, there's company income tax. There are various forms of taxes. But in every society, the essence of government is to create an enabling environment. So that when you create a prosperous environment, your place prospers and then you can tax. So you don't tax to become rich, you enrich to tax.
I think that's where we are missing it.
So yes, I think that's where we as a country are missing it. So you create an enabling environment. Nigeria, the ease of doing business in Nigeria as a country is one of the lowest in the world. True. So if you want to set up set up a studio. So let's use this studio. And you go all out to the government and say, I want to set up a studio. Come and look at my studio. How can you help me? I'm not kidding you. The number of government agencies that would visit you regularly to tax you in the long run you might not. So there's multiple taxation. There's multiple taxation along the line. And by the time you create an enabling environment like you have in the US, for example, you want to, that's why startups thrive there. I have an idea. And my idea is to create, online banking. I'm the online banker. So online banking that enables Black Americans at half the cost for every other person. And they say, okay, it's a wonderful idea. I walk to the bank and I give them my idea. And I'm like, okay, what have you done? What's your background? What's your track record? And like, okay, I've done 10 years in banking and this is what I've done. This is what I've done. Okay, so we'll fund you with 100,000 for a start. And by the time they do that, you go to register to say, okay, no. So since you're a startup, we're going to give you tax breaks on this, When you become successful, then we can tax. So that's an enabling environment. And that's why companies like Google, the Microsofts, and, the Apples of the world have been able to survive and thrive. So by the time they've come up with this and have become these mega companies, the government now says, okay, time for us to tax. But we are getting it. We're going from
backwards.
Yeah. So you don't tax to become rich, you enrich to tax.
Thank you so very much. I mean, this is one episode I look forward to because I know that with him, I'll understand everything. If you have not followed him on Instagram, on TikTok, on everywhere, you have to, because this guy makes everything that looks ambiguous very simple. And you see, he said, calm down.
Calm down, let me explain.
That's his thing. Thank you so much for coming. I truly appreciate you. No, I don't have any final thing to say about this. So till I see you again next time, take care of yourself, and I'll say that your outro again.
All right. So I would always say, I hope you learned something. Hey, be good. Take care. This is the Online Banker.
Okay, and this is Ezine Williams signing out. Bye. Thank you.